They've threatened mass action if their demands, which include a minimum wage of 10,000 rand, are not met. For more on this, we're joined now by our reporter, Ofenste Sethimo. He's live from our Pretoria Studios. Ofenste, good to talk to you. So following that court interdict to prevent protests on campus, we're seeing now this latest action from outsourced workers. What's the situation like?
The situation is actually very tense at the University of Pretoria, where most of the workers have actually gathered there to make their intentions felt about intensifying the protest in order to be incorporated into being full-time at the institutions of higher learning. We spoke to the Unisa spokesperson earlier, and then he explained that calm has actually been restored at that institution after there were some minor disruptions, but because there is that court interdict preventing protests from taking place at most institutions of higher learning, police were able to take decisive action to sort of disperse most of the people that were there, trying to intimidate some of the non-striking workers and some of the students who were coming to register there. Speaking to some of the SRC there, they've explained to us that registration is actually going to commence in a few minutes. There are some students actually gathering at the Sunnyside campus of Unisa, where registration is currently underway. At the Tshwane University of Technology, we heard that the examinations which were deferred last year due to some disruptive action and some protest action by the students is actually commencing very well. There's no disruption, there's no protest, so everything seems to be very calm at Tshwane University of Technology and at Unisa. The only place where there seems to be violence, in fact there are some unconfirmed reports of some people being arrested, is at the University of Pretoria. So the situation is quite calm after most universities received that court interdict to prevent most students from taking protest action on their premises. Natasha.
And Ofenste, we saw last week slight disruptions to registration processes after those court interdicts were then put into place. We saw a bit of an easing off of the disruptions. Now, this week, we're seeing this take place from today, and they're saying if their demands are not met, they will cause disruptions across the board.
Yes, as you know that the EFF Student Command was the one spearheading the protest, especially at Unisa. Following the acquisition of that court interdict by Unisa, they vowed to intensify their protest action. In fact, as you know, this protest action is joined by some of the contract workers who are contractors to the city of Tshwane. They have vowed to now sort of mobilize civil society, some of the ordinary citizens out there, to say that if their children would not be able to go to study at the institution of higher learning, ordinary communities will also be affected. So now they are trying to mobilize the ordinary people and civic organizations to join in and intensify the protest action despite that court interdict that has been found. So going forward, it's actually unpredictable as to what will transpire, because the court interdict, we thought it would be a deterrent from would-be protesters to actually show their protest action on most campuses, but it seems they are not really deterred by that court interdict, and it's not clear what will actually happen. But speaking to most of the SRC representatives at the Tshwane University of Technology, as you can remember, the North and the South campus in Soshanguve, they have been very violent late last year that the examinations had to be deferred. They also explained that in the meantime, they are just cooperating with the examination to ensure that everything runs smoothly and they are able to be on par with their colleagues at other campuses of the Tshwane University of Technology. But after that, it's not clear as to whether they will continue with the protest action or they will just negotiate with management and see if they can't find an amicable solution to the impasse, which is fees must fall and also the outsourcing must fall.
All right, Ofenste, thank you very much for that update. That's our reporter, Ofenste Sethimo, live from our Pretoria studios. We're taking a look at other universities now. Registration